Okay, here we getting ready to start out the end of the Holly Trail. We're gonna head back. Oh, a nice picture. Nice shot of the holly berries on the green leaves. I'm gonna head back towards the house on the high-low trail. We can get down the hill without skidding down on my butt. Once again, this is the ephemeral pond, the vernal pond. Just do a quick pan there. You can see the surface is sort of bumpy looking. That's the floating slush from the snow. This little Steadicam, I'm able to move them a little more quickly. I was walking very slow last time. So these shots probably won't, these videos probably won't be as long as the springtime videos, even though they're walking the same trail. You can see the open sky from where the neighbor harvested his trees 10 or so years ago. You can see the deers take advantage of me cutting trails and maintaining trails. Both the deer and the turkeys use the trails. This tree in front of us here with the split trunk is a result of some of the windstorms we had last fall. On the old house trail, there's a lot of tree damage that I'll be cutting up for firewood for the next couple of years, probably. This is the marshy section. This is the low part of the high-low trail. Of course, you can't see it today because of the snow, but this area in amongst the young pine trees that have just started growing there since the tree harvest. The ground is covered with sphagnum moss. Really, really pretty. I'm hoping these years of extra sunshine don't actually ruin the crop of sphagnum moss that we have growing in there. Forecast is for rain over the next 4 or 5 days, so this really might be the last chance we get to have a winter hike actually look like winter rather than just a dull brown hike. So this is a little section that we've already walked on. It was part of the Holly Trail. But up here in a few minutes, we're going to break off of that and start the next section of the high-low. It's still going to be low, and that's low in elevation. And after we cross that road that went to the brick kill, we'll start to climb, and that'll be the high section of the high-low trail. More of the area where the sphagnum grows. Upcoming on the left is a section that I always like. In April, there's a lot of pink lady slipper orchids that grow. They've been on the decline too since the trees were cut down. But we had a few, 2 or 3 growing there last year. So you can only hope as the trees get taller where they were cut that lady slippers will survive long enough to go back. Okay, now here's the road that used to go to the brick hill. We're looking back towards the Holly Trail there. And if we swing around this way, we're looking to where the trail crosses the small creek that's right in front of us between here and the place where the trees were cut down. Alrighty, let's start the high portion of this trail. See the wind is picking up, and well, you can't see that the wind is picking up, but you can see the snow falling because the wind is picking up. We can only hope that most of the trees shed their load before any freeze comes, because that's usually when the weight will break branches off. It was along this trail a few years back, 4 or 5 years ago, I guess, that I was lucky enough in the snow to see the trail of an otter. Otters aren't uncommon here, but I can't say that I've ever seen one, but they are in the area. It's a unique trail that they leave in the snow. It's like somebody rolled a basketball with 2 little spots right after, on either side of the path of the basketball down the trail. And what they're doing is the deer, I don't know, look like 4 or 5 deer again off in the distance. I'm not sure that the video picked them up. In any case, the basketball rolling down the center, and then there's 2 little marks on either side of that rolling ball-like path. And they're doing is they're traveling, they're laying on their stomach and pushing themselves along in the snow with their 2 hind legs. Pretty neat. I didn't just make up the fact that that's what they were. I actually went to an animal track book, and indeed, that's the track they have listed there for the otter. Really, I've been known to tell some stories in my time, and I always like to find some verification, just so I can point to me being a truth teller on occasion, anyway. Okay, we're coming back up. Now this little creek is like an outfall from that ditch that runs parallel to the farm field that we talked about in the Holly Trail. This is drainage, and in this direction, the drainage goes down to saltwater marsh. And the opposite direction is towards the ditch. Okay, we're coming up on the end of this trail. We'll start the next one, I hope. Okay. There you go. And that's towards the house in that direction up the hill.